Alright, so what is up, fellow YouTubers? My name's Mike. Welcome to EAA. I am so glad that you're here. Today we're doing an inside video, primarily because it's wet, it's windy outside, it's cold, and you know, days like this are just not good for taking vehicles out, and I don't take my vehicles out in inclement weather anyway. So I have a subscriber, Bern 1228. He basically found my channel, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and I kind of started binge watching all of my videos, and he left me a bunch of comments on different videos. So I just started writing the comments down, a lot of questions and things like that, and so I decided that I would just make a video basically just on his questions, because he had a lot of really good questions. So hope you guys enjoy it. Bern 1228, I really appreciate the interest in the channel, and I really appreciate the support. It means a lot to me, it really does. So first question he asked is, have I ever collected Japanese cars? No. Not that there's anything against Japanese cars. I think that they're great cars. Japanese make a really good vehicle, and I've looked at some, but I've just never had an interest in collecting any. Before I bought the Pantera, I was looking for something mid-engine, so Acura NSX did kind of appeal to me. I was interested in that car, but quite honestly, it just didn't have the same wow factor for me that the Pantera did. So even though I looked at a couple and considered it, they, you know, right in the same price range, and actually a lot of them were even cheaper. I just stepped away from it and went with the Pantera. So who knows, you might see a Japanese vehicle in here someday, but there's really nothing off the top of my head I can say, yeah, I would like to collect that or own that car. Say, what cars are heirlooms and will be passed down? Now, I've talked about this before. Certainly my 65 Chevy pickup back in the corner. My dad gave me that. I've owned it since 1985, so a long time. It will be passed down to my son Davis someday. No time soon. He's going to have to get older, get out, get established, get on his own, get out of school, get a career, that all that type of thing, and probably retire. And then I'll give it to him. No, I'll give it to him before that. But you know, no time soon. But eventually that truck will go to him. He's known for a long time he's going to get that truck, so he'll definitely get that one. My 67 Chevelle Super Sport sitting next to it. If you guys know the story, my mom had one just like it when my mom and dad were married, basically identical color, setup and everything like that. So that is a car I do plan on keeping. I don't see it going anywhere, and I plan on passing it down to my son Bryson, who was just born 6 months ago, if he wants it when the time comes. But again, he'll be older. I'll probably be in some retirement home, wouldn't know any better anyway, so you know, who cares if he tears it up, right? I won't know any better. The last vehicle that I see keeping and passing down at some point in time, my 79 Pontiac Trans Am. It turns out that my stepdaughter, Caitlin, really likes the Trans Am. She kind of taken an interest in it. As a matter of fact, she's doing a model of one right now, of a 78, I believe it is. So I could see passing that down to her someday. Again, no time soon. These kids have got to get up and out of school, established and everything like that, and then I could see passing them down. But those are definitely vehicles that I would consider heirlooms, going to stay in the family, and that I would pass down. Let's see, he asked me about preparing my cars for winter storage. Really don't have to worry about that in California. For the most part, it never gets that cold, it never gets that bad, we don't get snow or anything like that, so pretty much can drive year round. I try to get every vehicle out at least once a month and drive them around the block at the very least. Vehicles that batteries run dead more than maybe, you know, sitting more than maybe a couple of days, I'll put battery tenders on them. But for the most part, I come out, I start them up, I run around the block. The only thing that I really do is I put a little higher octane, I mix a little higher octane fuel in each tank, because sometimes it'll take me like 6 months to go through a tank of fuel. And because the gas is just so bad here in California and it loses octane so quickly, I figure instead of starting at maybe like 91 octane, which is the best we can get, I add a little bit of 110 in there, get up to right around 95, 96 octane, and makes the quality of fuel a little bit better. So, but other than that, that's about all that I really do. Let's see, have I ever bought from a dealership? Yes, I have definitely bought vehicles from a dealership before. I had a Scat Pack Challenger that I bought from a dealership. My 2016 Z06 I bought from a dealership. My DeLorean I bought from a dealership. My Pantera I bought from a dealership. So I've had very good experiences buying from dealerships. I pretty much know, I check the market out and see what's a fair price, and you know, I know that they've got to make their money too, and I expect that, and if it's fair for them and fair for me, no big deal. But I've had very good experiences buying from dealerships. As a matter of fact, I also bought my Corvette as I'm standing here thinking about it from a dealership, and they've got one of my cars on consignment as we speak. So not a bad experience. I wouldn't say anything against it. Worst and best car buying experiences. I would say the worst car buying experience that I've ever had in my history, and this is back before I was really into cars, but I bought from a dealership that's still in business, by the way, I want to say it's like maybe a late 80s, early 90s. It was used Ford Thunderbird. Looked like a really nice car, and at the time I was much younger. This has been, probably 20 years ago, and I didn't pay as much attention to the car as I should have. That's my fault. After I got the car home, done the deal, started looking at the car and realized that it had been an accident. It was very obvious. I mean, the doors didn't fit right, there was overspray, just things didn't fit right. You heard a lot of wind noise going down the road at freeway speeds and everything like that. So that was not a great experience. But I did take it back to the dealership, basically walked them around, showed them everything with the car. They apologized. They got me into another vehicle. So that was not a great car buying experience. I mean, they made it right, but it was still a hassle. The other probably bad car buying experience I would say is when I bought that Ford Unibody. I have it on the channel, but I picked it up from Florida. It was described to me much nicer than it was when it showed up. I was very disappointed in the truck, quite honestly. I ended up getting rid of the truck and went to a guy here in town. He fixed it up and did a lot to it. Then it went into a town not too far from here, Oakdale, and a guy had it there, and I think he did a few things and flipped it, and now last I heard it's up in the foothills, and it's actually become a very nice truck. Last time I saw it online for sale, it looked like a very nice truck, and it's come a long ways, but I was definitely disappointed in that one. Okay, so I figure we'll move down the other end of the shop for the last half of this video. Next ones, he asked me, what cars do I regret getting rid of? And there are a lot of vehicles I do regret getting rid of. I wish I could have back. I mean, like I've said before, I wish I could be like Jay Leno and just have all this space and all this money and all this time to put into them and everything like that. But I've got to be realistic. I'm on a fixed income. I'm blessed to have the ones that I have as it is. So just every now and then some have got to go. And I've gotten myself down to where most vehicles in here are bucket list cars. There's only a few that aren't. I'm going to be doing a video talking about bucket list cars, what cars are, what cars aren't, and kind of going through and overviewing all the vehicles probably in the next, I don't know, month or two. That's coming. I'm also waiting for all the vehicles to get back in the shop before I can do that. But as far as vehicles that really stood out to me that I can honestly say I kind of regret getting rid of, I had a 1994 Impala Super Sport. And it only had like 70,000 original miles. I bought it from the original owner. The car was super clean. It was so close to the way it came off the factory. It was crazy. And it was a car that I wanted for a while. It was a bucket list car for me at the time. I'd wanted one for quite a while. It was a great car. It ran good, ran strong, and like I said, it was just so clean. But I got bored and ended up trading it. I kind of wish I had that car back. Did see it come up for sale, oh, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, and I hit the owner up about it, but he just wanted a little more than I thought was reasonable for the car, so I passed on it. But and 96 is really truly the year to have with the console shift and the analog gauges and everything like that. But at 94 was really clean. I do miss that car. Another vehicle that I had that I kind of wish I had back is a 1952 Ford pickup. It had all Chevy running gear, was really low. It rode crappy. It did. I'm not gonna lie. It was just so low. It had like no travel to it. So suspension work would have needed to be done, but it was just so clean. It was black. It had kind of a weathered tan looking interior, dolphin gauges on it. The bed was beautiful, all done in oak, and the metal strips in there. It was just a gorgeous truck, very nice paint, and I do kind of wish I had that truck back. It was definitely a showpiece. Let's see. Also, I had a 65 Ford Mustang GT Fastback, 4-speed, 302 motor, very clean, and I really wasn't heavy into Mustangs at that point in time. I told a story about running across the car sometime back, and I just kind of stumbled into it, got it for a great deal. Had I really known what I had, I probably would have hung on to it. I think back to that car, and a Mustang Fastback is really a bucket list car for me. So I do wish I had that car back, but I made a nice little profit on it, so at least I can kind of feel okay about that. I had a 1968 Roadrunner with a 440 4-speed. That car was an absolute beast. I remember at the time thinking that car was it was like undrivable in the first gear or two. It sounded good, and definitely just a cool Mopar. I do wish I had that one back, but I ended up trading it off, and it happens. So let's see. Actually, the next car in line is the one I traded off for, a 52 Chevy Coupe. Very customized, had fins on it, had Cadillac taillights in it, had Camaro running gear. It was very low, it was widened, it was chopped, it was channeled. It was a beautiful car. And you know, I ended up selling it. The deal was right, and I kind of came up on it a little bit, so I just almost couldn't pass up the deal. But I do wish I had that car back, because it was a highly customized car. It was one of those that people would come up and see it and go, what is it? Because they weren't really sure, didn't really know. Let's see, another one I threw on here, and I'll explain about it. But my 2016 Z06, that car was just amazing. The technology that was in it, the power, just from the factory, was just absolutely an amazing car. Now, I don't regret having my C5 Z06. I think it's a great car. I think for the money difference, I would rather have the C5. I just like the C5. I like that platform. But if money wasn't an issue and I was just going out and I said I could have any Corvette I wanted to, I would probably actually go with the ZR1, the new ZR1. I really like the C7 platform. I like what they did with it. Like I said, I like all the technology that's went into the car, and just truly an amazing car. Okay, the next one, I had a Ford unibody. You guys saw it on the channel. It was primer gray. It was kind of rough looking and everything like that, but I really like that body style. I like that truck, especially since I did get to see a video of it driving on Facebook. The guy that bought it off of me, he keeps up with me on Facebook, and he was driving it around, and it's pretty much finished. I mean, he tore it all the way down the frame and went through it and redid it, and I'm telling you guys, the truck is amazing. It is beautiful. I can't believe what he has done to this thing. I think it's almost done. I would really love to get over and shoot some video on it and show you guys just how far it's come, be able to show you some like before and after pictures. The truck is just, it's phenomenal. That is one I'd be tempted to buy if he ever went to sell it, but he would probably want way more than I could actually swing buying it for, but hey, who knows. And the last car I kind of regret selling that's very recent is my 2015 Challenger Scat Pack. Love the color, love the technology in the car, love the way it moved, love the 8-speed automatic. Just, there wasn't too much I didn't love about the car. Now, I don't regret giving that car up, because I gave it up basically in an effort to get the Pantera, and it got me a long ways there. I think I got a very fair price for the car, but it was just one that I really did enjoy. It was something I could have daily drove if I would have wanted to. It was a beautiful car, just absolutely beautiful, and that Sublime Green is just, it's just the best color that I think Mopar ever put on their vehicles. So that's the ones that I could think of. There's probably a few other ones out there if I were to really look over, but I did go through the list of cars, and these were the ones that kind of stood out to me. So, but I don't regret it. What I have behind me, what I have in here is just amazing. I love my collection, and I don't have any plans to make any big changes anytime soon. If you guys like the video, please do give me a thumbs up. It is greatly appreciated. If you're stopping in for the first time or you haven't already, please, I implore you, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram. P.O. box, as always, will be in the description and below, along with my Instagram, and appreciate the support, appreciate the comments. Again, I appreciate all the questions to help make this video possible, so thank you very much, Bern 1228. And with that, God bless, take care, have an absolutely amazing day.